Morning, Java with John program here, June 26th. Thanks for listening and watching, and thanks for Justin for the radio call-in. Great sound. So we have a great program this morning. Java with John is our weekly virtual program that we're holding to help keep our seniors and our residents informed. As you know, we used to do this at the Senior Center live and in person on a monthly basis, and we're not able to do that anymore. But I think this virtual format's been working out really well, and we appreciate you watching and calling in with any questions or emailing with questions that we can ask our guests and get to later in the program. If you do have a question, please email manager@actonma.gov, or you can call in 978-929-6611, and we'll try to figure out how to get you live on the program if you want. So we have several updates. I usually give some updates, and then I'll introduce each guest afterwards, and they'll give some updates, and we will move on with the day. So we have town meeting Monday. Everything is, we're all gearing up in town here for town meeting Monday night, and we have our moderator on the program this morning just to give us some last minute updates and answer any questions from the public. Town meeting will be at 6 o'clock on Monday, and hopefully you've seen all the stuff we've put online. We've posted presentations, we've posted the warrant, and we've posted the motions so that you're all prepared. We have several other things going on. I should tell you now that most of you probably know the 4th of July celebration had been canceled due to the pandemic, but Marc Duci from ActonTV will be here later to tell us a little bit about what we're doing instead. And why don't I get started with our guests? So this morning, I'm pleased to be joined by Chirokas. She works at the Senior Center with Sharon Mercurio, who is not available to join us today. Chris has been working for the town for how long, Chris?
13 years next month.
All right, great. And she does a great job over there with programming and helping out our seniors. And her job has looked a little different over the last few months.
Very different.
And we look forward to hearing an update from you this morning, Chris. So what's going on over there at the Senior Center?
Sure. It's been busy, even though the Senior Center is closed for activities right now. So in July, we're going to continue with virtual programs, and the newsletter will be going out. It's planned to be mailed on Tuesday. It always goes out the last Tuesday of the month, and it will be on our website, ActonCoa.com as well. Just some of the program highlights. There's going to be a lecture from a college student who lives in Acton on stamp collecting, particularly those with medical and health-related subjects, which is interesting. John Paul, who works for AAA, and he's also known to a lot of people as the car doctor in the Boston Globe. He writes an article for them. He's going to do a talk on for seniors using ride-hailing apps like Uber and Lyft. And Savan Etegui, who does classical music programs for us. He did a program in June via Zoom, and ActonTV has been great about they're also showing it through their channels as well, so people without computers can still participate. Savan's going to do another program in July for us, and we have, I think, like 27 seniors logged on to Zoom last month or earlier this month to see it, so that was really great. And you get to see a lot of friendly, familiar faces from home. We're going to have a Medicare, planning for Medicare webinar for people turning 65 this year. Virtual chess lessons are going to be coming up for all different levels of play. And Computer Club meets twice a month, the second and fourth Wednesday at 1:30 via Zoom. And a lot of people need tech help right now, so that's a wonderful thing. And Terry, one of our fitness instructors, does a regular Tuesday Tips with Terry at 10 and via Zoom with a group of seniors as well. And for fun, we're going to do Bring Your Pet to Zoom Day later in July, because one thing I've noticed is pets do tend to make cameos during Zoom calls, so I thought it'd be fun to do that intentionally. And our exercise classes continue to be offered through ActonTV. I noticed that on their YouTube channel, there's been over 4,000 views, which I think is really remarkable, that Acton seniors are really still staying fit and healthy and active from home. And that doesn't count all the hits on their website or on their cable channels. So I thought that was really great news. So look out for the July newsletter coming soon. Thanks.
Well, that's a lot going on. Thank you for
Yeah.
all those updates. I'm going to try to check out some of those things. It sounds good. Virtual chess, sign me up.
Yeah, it's a great
Um,
time to learn to play chess.
well, thank you again. Thanks again. Our next guest is Marc from ActonTV. Marc's been doing a lot of great work helping us as we've transformed our local government operations to mostly entirely virtual. ActonTV has played a huge role in allowing us to do that and allowing the public to see what's going on, and having our meetings broadcast through their various channels has been a huge part of how we've been able to successfully navigate through this pandemic. So Marc, thanks for all your work over the last few months. And you have something special planned for next week?
Hey, Sean, thanks for having me on the program. It's great to be in front of the camera. Yeah, so because we're not going to be able to celebrate the 4th of July like we normally do here in Acton, we're kind of putting a sort of mega mix together of the last, 4 or 5 years of celebrations over at Nara Park. We have been there every year to cover the performances, the fireworks display. We have people there doing interviews with guests, with performers, and we wanted to do something to celebrate. It's obviously a big day, and it's always been a big day in Acton. We're looking at having someone from the Board of Selectmen to maybe record a little something as an intro, or something that is very festive, that we can talk about the nation. So we're looking at doing a few different things. We've already started working on editing a video together. So you can look out for that sometime next week. We're hoping to have something by middle of next week that people can watch.
Great. Will it be running on the TV channel during the 4th of July?
Yeah. We're probably going to have that just kind of looping over and over again during the 4th of July. There's probably not going to be too many people watching, but we want to make sure that when they are, they're enjoying the day, they're enjoying the festivities, and celebrating to the extent that everybody can celebrate this year.
Great. Well, that's exciting, and thanks for everything you've been doing, and thanks for trying to keep the tradition of 4th of July in Acton alive, even though we can't do it in person this year. So
my pleasure.
Great work as always. So our next guest, Kirsten Nelson, runs the food program for Acton Boxborough Regional Schools, and she's been doing some great work over the last few months. I've been following it on social media, seeing the different dishes that they've been providing to our community, and I'm very excited to have Kirsten here to tell us a little bit about the program and also what's happening with the program later this summer. So Kirsten, thanks for joining us this morning, and please tell us what's going on with the AB Food Program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. We have been busy since March when we shut down due to COVID-19. I just looked up, we've done over 15,000 meals to date at curbside for people to pick up, so that's pretty impressive. As far as the days that we're operating, we were doing 5 days a week, but we've scaled down for the summer to 3 days a week. So we're now offering Monday, Wednesday, and Friday pickup from 11:30 to 1. And we've changed the location. It's at the Hayward Road entrance of the high school. So it's the back side of the high school over by the gazebo. We set up a tent out there. We've got a lot of great volunteers that are helping from Neighbor Brigade. We have a big shout out to all the helpers that we've had throughout town. The towns, and also to the food service staff. They've really done a remarkable job stepping up to the plate for this. I just want to point out that families do not need to be on free or reduced meals to come and get a lunch or a breakfast. What we do is we pack bags every day that we're operating, and on Mondays and Wednesdays we have bags that are filled with 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches. And then on Fridays, we call it Triple Friday. So we cover enough so that they have something for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we're essentially providing 7 days worth of meals for breakfast and lunch going out each week. We will be closed this coming Friday for the 4th of July weekend. So we are going to provide meals on Monday and Wednesday, and we'll make sure those bags have 3 meals each day. And the intent is that we provide a sandwich that's to be eaten the day that they pick up, and then we also send something to heat at home. So for instance, today we're sending home lasagna as one of the items that they can heat up over the weekend. And we also received a Farm to Families food grant for produce boxes. So we're distributing produce boxes once a week. It's 20 pounds of produce. It's a huge box. We're distributing these to families of 2 or more. So if, you know, come on down, get your lunch and grab a produce box. We generally give them out on Wednesdays. If we have extras, we give them out on Fridays. It all depends on what time our delivery arrives. Sometimes they're coming right at lunchtime, so it just kind of depends. But generally speaking, it's Wednesdays and sometimes on Fridays as well. And then we gave out ice cream the last day of school, the last official day of school to everybody. So we had somebody volunteering to do that. So it was great. We've had a lot of fun with it. It's great to see the community come down, and we were the proud recipients this year at graduation of the William Ryan Community Service Award, along with the Neighbor Brigade, which we could not have done this without them and all their hard work with the volunteers. So I just want to have a shout out to them. And then I guess the last thing we've been doing that just ended was online orders, that we had people had the ability to order food online at low cost. We brought in Red's Best Seafood. We had Savinor's gourmet cut, butcher cut steaks and meat and chicken and things like that in boxes that we were selling. So we ran that out of the junior high. It was a separate operation, but we fulfilled, I think, close to 600 orders curbside for that. So it was a great, something great that we could provide to the community, and people really enjoyed it. So we've been busy in food services.
That's really some innovative and very impressive stuff that you've been doing over there.
Thank you.
I didn't realize you were doing orders like that. That's a pretty good idea. How many people generally? How many meals do you generally do on a day? Is it dozens? Is it how many people come
during the shutdown? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're serving about 225 people a day.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's great. So
great
come on down and see us. We'd love to see you.
Well, thank you for the updates, and thank you for all the great work you're doing. You're very, very deserving of that award. I did hear about that. I thought it was a great selection. So
thank you
on that as well.
Thank you.
So our next guest is our town moderator, Joanne Berry. Joanne's been very busy preparing for our annual town meeting. We've been preparing for it for quite a while, and it's finally coming. It's going to happen on Monday. So, Joanne, how are you doing? Are you ready for town meeting? And what do residents need to know to be ready as well?
Thanks. Yes, I think I'm ready. Things that people should know. So first of all, I would like to acknowledge once again the many volunteers who served on boards and committees all during this time, meeting on Zoom, keeping the town going, especially Board of Health and Board of Selectmen, as well as Finance Committee and many others. And some of their work will be what we're going to vote on Monday. So what do you need to know? So first of all, we will be holding the meeting with both indoor and outdoor locations. So the indoor is the large gym, the field house, accessed usually by Hayward Road. I think that's the way most people get there, or the parking lot outside of that area. So you'll check in outside, touchless, and get your ticket, which is going to be a large, brightly colored piece of paper. Instead of we used to get the little like Post-it size ticket. Instead, it's going to be like a full sheet size so that it'll be clearly visible. We're not going to use the clickers. Just felt that the sanitation concerns would be too much. So you'll check in, then you can decide, do you want to be inside? We have space for about 175. Socially or physically distant, whatever the appropriate term is. And that's where I'll be, and the bulk of the meeting will be run from. And then if you choose to sit outside, you can do that. We'll have space in the parking lot for about 200. There'll be chairs set at the appropriate distances, but if you feel like you'd rather have, your camping chair or your beach chair, you can bring that, but it would still have to sit at the same place. And I think it's going to be set up so that people from the same household can sit close to each other, but otherwise you'll be distant from others. We will start at 6 to take advantage of the daylight hours. If you are choosing to sit outside, you might want to think about an umbrella. Apparently there's some rain in the forecast. That could change.
It hasn't rained in 2 weeks, but we got rain
Yeah,
scheduled.
we'll get it then. Hopefully it will just be a sprinkle or less while we're at the meeting. And you might want to bring insect repellent, but just please be aware of others around you who might have allergies or sensitivity to it. And we've made a lot of efforts to make the meeting more streamlined so that even though it's going to be kind of exciting, I think, to have the meeting in person, we'll all have our masks on, except when speaking. But instead of the Zoom thing, like we've all gotten so used to, it'll be kind of a good thing, I think, to be meeting in person, of course, staying socially distant. The warrant is posted. You should have gotten your copy in the mail. But to help make the meeting be as streamlined as possible, we've done a few things. 13 of the 31 articles are on the consent agenda, and that means that we'll vote those as a block. Any voter will have an opportunity, or any two voters, have the opportunity to hold something out. I encourage you to have a look at them, and if you have questions, to contact the person in the warrant that is available for questions before the meeting, if it's something that only you are interested in. If it's a bigger question, maybe you can talk to the person and then decide if that's worthy of being held out. Then we'll vote those as a block. That's at the end, the consent calendar. The presentations, as John mentioned, are already posted to the town website and ActonTV. I think you can get them there. The presenters for the town budget, the school budget, town capital. I don't know if the Minuteman one is up yet, but they were going to make one. Minuteman Regional School District assessment and community preservation program. So it's probably worth your while to have a look at those, see if you have any questions or concerns that you would want to contact those folks about. My goal is, as I said, to make the meeting as efficient as possible while still making sure that everyone's concerns and questions are taken care of. We will have pro and con debate, of course, and we will have time limits. The presenters will take up to 5 minutes just to make sure that they recap and give the summary of the presentation, and then speakers from the floor will have 2 minutes after that. So hopefully we can get in and out, say hello to each other from a distance, and take care of the town's business for the next year.
Great. Well, I'm really looking forward to Monday night. I think it'll be interesting to see how it all works out. I think a lot of great work has been done by staff and volunteers.
Absolutely. Yes.
For it. And
Yes.
one thing, I don't know if you've driven down Charter Road lately, but there's all kinds of work going on Charter Road. So you can get through there. It's passable to take that route, but I think it might be easier to go in the back way for many people.
From Hayward Road, from that side.
Yeah. I mean, both roads will be open, but there'll be road cones and things like that on Charter Road because they're doing a lot of work along there this month or this summer, I guess, and that's already started. So
right, and I think we're having a small section of handicap accessible parking right near the building. Is that? I know
yes.
Several of us met a couple of weeks ago, including Acton Police, town representatives, school representatives, the IT folks, to just make sure we could do all the things we need to do. And I know that was one of the things we talked about. So if you do need handicapped accessible parking, there will be some, but the lots, we're going to have seating in that middle section right by the gym. I think there's 3 layers and we're going to be in the middle for seating, and then parking could happen. It'll all be marked. It'll be very clear. There'll be plenty of people pointing you, directing you to the right place. So I'll just urge that we all be patient and we'll get it done.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you for everything you've been doing to help us get ready, and great job with your pre-recorded presentation. I think it's getting a lot of hits on the YouTube channel. So hopefully everybody gets a chance to watch that and all the other article presentations. People should bring their warrant too, right?
Yes, yes.
Warrant with you, and definitely an umbrella.
Right, and just so that people know, there will be no handing out of materials like we often do, you know, different groups and organizations or folks who have articles before the meeting. There will be none of that. So you'll just check in and get your ticket and go to your seat without that. It'll be a pandemic town meeting.
Yeah, unfortunately, I usually have a great opportunity to announce Municipal Employee of the Year and Public Safety Employee of the Year. We're not doing that this year. We're still going to do it, but we're not doing it at town meeting, just to try to keep the meeting flowing. So that is something that I usually really enjoy. So hopefully we're going to find a special way to recognize those employees over the summer.
John, can I bring something up about the town meeting videos?
Please.
So for those who haven't seen them yet, we recorded about 8 warrant article videos, so you can be prepared before town meeting. If you haven't seen them, if you're looking for them, you can find them in 3 different locations. We've got them individually on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ActonTV1, or you can go to our website, watch them on demand, which is ActonTV.org. We also have them playing on our government channel in full, all together, back to back. And if you're looking for that, you can find the schedule at ActonTV.org by going to the government section and just clicking on schedule, and it'll show you all the times that it'll be playing on TV.
So you can watch them dozens of times and be extra prepared. Instead of just having it one time at town meeting, you'll get to see it as many times as you'd like.
That's right.
And you can, particularly if you're watching on your computer, you could stop it if you want to look at the slides a little more closely, because the slides that they use in those presentations may not be the same ones we have at the meeting, just because a lot of people are going to be far from the screen, and a lot of those slides won't be too meaningful from the back of the area. There will be a giant screen outside, or that's what we've heard. It's supposed to be pretty big. So all of the same accommodations that we have for a meeting, like screen, video, audio, the talk to text, translation, will all be outside as well as inside.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you, Madam Moderator, for the update.
You're welcome.
And we look forward to seeing you in person for the first time in a long time on Monday night. We're now at the portion of the program where we take any questions that are rolling in. The phone lines are lighting up here. Not really, but we do have a few questions that have come in. One is there going to be van service available for town meeting? And the answer to that question is yes. It'd be helpful if you called today as soon as possible to schedule it, because we need to coordinate the many people that want to use the van service. So we'd ask people to call by noon today, which is only in about an hour. But the phone number is 978-844-6809. And that's to call to get transportation both to town meeting and home from town meeting. We will not leave you there. And you can leave early if you'd like, or stay to the very end, which I recommend. Any other questions? Let's see. Any questions from our guests to each other? That's always fun. All right. Well, we're going to take a week off from the program next week, Java with John, so you can watch the old ones. They're also available online to rewatch. There's probably a dozen or so that you can watch if you're missing out on Java with John next week. And then we'll pick up again in July. So thank you to all my guests. It's really great to see you and hear some of the great stuff that you're doing in the community. And see you all Monday night at town meeting, and have a great weekend.